Now we're going to be talking about balance at a later date.
Okay,
Probably the last stream, just to keep getting people amped up for it. But I do want to say, Stephanie, you said you saw something the community noticed you wanted to talk about.
Yes, like 5 minutes after that trailer went live, a few people, including Gur and Slayer, noticed something was up with the way Sindel got off the ground, and they're right, there is a change. One of the changes is if you delay your wake up, there used to be a short and a long delay. There's now just one universal delay. So,
yes!
Oh!
Yes!
Bit me.
Yes!
So sorry, now there is just one delay. You
yes!
delay your wake up, and there's one timing. So you don't have to guess if the opponent's doing either just getting up normally, doing a short delay, a long delay. It's now just one
It's
delay.
actually long delay. I timed
and it has
a
long
delay.
Yes!
We'll
yes!
My cats.
Yes!
Combat
Kitty. Cat. So let's get right to what we're here to talk about, and that's rain. So Stephanie, just kind of give a brief overview on, for some people might not know who Rain is, or
Rain
things like that.
He's an Edenian, and he is the son of Argus, who is an Edenian god. He's almost like the Raiden of that world, like a big wig in the pantheon. And being a demigod makes him very, very arrogant. He is very proud to have these god powers, and that's pretty much all he talks about is how powerful and how great he is. Like half of his quips are telling you to bow before his godhood and stuff. He's very into it. One of the cool new things in this game is he has a guitar, which is an old Indian weapon.
Okay, that's pretty cool, actually. That's really cool. I like it.
On your knuckles, and it can extend into 3 different blades. And that's new to the series. Previously used a sword in Armageddon, and this is way more interesting in my opinion. And
what kind of play style are we looking at?
Swaggy, I would say. Flashy, really cool combos, more combo starters than most characters have with less restrictions.
Finally!
That's
we get cool combos! Yes! Finally!
Awesome. So we're going to actually show some Rain videos, and you can kind of talk through them, and we'll show how Rain plays. So let's take a look at just Rain's general fight style.
So to start off, we'll talk about his guitar. He uses it in a bunch of his normals. His uppercut, his jumps, his wake-up attacks, and a bunch of his strings. You can see here this is his back two, which is a really quick mid. You can hit confirm. And then this one's really good, his forward two. It has really good range, and it's got a couple of options. And this version has a crushing blow if it's a counter hit. And the main reason I wanted to show it is it's really gross to me. It feels really painful. This cut freaks me.
Okay.
He also uses his powers.
I like it.
You can see here is his 4-4, which is like a sweep kick where he knocks you down. And he has a back three where he literally surfs on a wave.
Okay.
Good. And then he has this really cool back 1-4. And the neat thing is this, you can delay it and then appear on the other side of them. So you can choose to switch sides or not. Now we're showing his throws. And this is notable because, like a few characters, he has 2 crushing blows, one on each throw. And they're done with the standard requirement. And this is one I wanted to show just because I think it's extremely nasty. He actually impales their own hand.
Why is it crushing blow on both throws if you're a DLC?
Sort of movement and fight style.
Why?
Stuff he starts with his,
why crushing blow on both throws?
His range is not the best. The guitar is really sharp and it's great for slashing, but it doesn't have the best range. It's pretty much his arm length. But his moves are pretty quick. He's got some decent mids, a pretty fast low. So I would say not the best range, but pretty good when he gets up close. And I think his special moves complement the fact that his normals aren't the farthest reaching.
I'm a little disappointed in crushing blow on both throws. I'm going to be honest with you.
If he touches you once, you're basically going to Prince Schwagtown through Comboville. It's going to be great. It's awesome. What he can connect and do, yeah, it's awesome.
That's not how I would describe it, but that would be accurate, yes.
Yeah.
Let's take that segue and take a look at some of his default special moves.
So first up is the around the world kick. I To me, this is the classic thing.
That's awesome. That's the fault. Yes!
In this game, one of the new things that we show that he's actually kicking you through a portal and you're coming out the other end. So the move finally makes sense. That sort of makes sense.
Yes!
He also has this new water ball where he travels full screen and then captures you and does the Izuna drop. And it's kind of like Raiden's command. You can use it to punish or to end your combos. And it has a crushing blow if he goes full screen, or if it's his armor breaker. So if you're in the middle of the combo...
Oh, it's armor break. Okay, I see you. Okay, I like it.
And then lastly here, he has this really cool projectile. I think this is one of the neat things about him. It's a very fast, good recovery, high attack, but he has two different ways to amplify it. He can either let it hit, stick in them, then amplify, and then he gets a knockdown or damage. Or he can actually amplify it while it's traveling and it becomes a mid. So the idea would be you're throwing it, it's a high. If they're ducking it, he can actually amplify it right when it's over their head and it becomes a mid and it'll hit them. Or you can do it early and they have to duck the whole time because they know it's coming and stuff like that, and you can mix it up. And I think that's pretty cool. So you get less damage, but it becomes a mid.
That's awesome. A new way.
So it's a double amplify. Double amplify.
Advance across.
That's awesome.
With the Argus plunge.
That is
the
awesome.
And then, as we'll see later as well.
Finally, they gave us double amplify moves.
To get to where he wants to be.
Finally.
Exactly. So it's like I was saying, the range on his weapon's not that great, but he has the special moves that go literally full screen. He can control the screen if he wants to take a risk and do that.
Right.
And he has one
Let's
more
keep going with that one.
And this is Evaporate, where he literally turns into a pillar of water, and he then becomes invincible. Projectiles and even normal attacks will just pass by him. So you're going to have to either hit him as he's recovering or hit him as he's coming out of it. It's pretty awesome. And
I wonder what the recovery is. That looks cool. I wonder what the recovery is.
Awesome. That water move is great. I loved it when I first saw it in the trailer, and
yeah, it looks awesome.
Kodal just gets bodied, so that was fun.
Kodal, he's always getting bodied.
Always getting bodied. Up next, let's take a look at the first variation of Rain.
So this variation is all about his...
An ad? Really? Really? By the U.S. Navy?
Quantum Rift into the water realm. And he gets this new move. It replaces
Go Navy! Go America!
Bubble. And it's like a big full screen. Well, not full screen, but like half screen slash. It's got good pushback on the block when he amplifies it. And he can actually do it in the air. And what's cool is he can do it in the air two different ways. He can go straight across, or you can go down like a dive kick. And it's very, very quick. And if he amplifies it, he gets the second hit. Then he gains this portal. And once he has this on screen, it'll absorb projectiles. Which you can see right here. And the difference with Evaporate is he gets to move around. So you can put the portal out, and then you can like go behind it, advance in front, and it's going to absorb any projectiles.
It's like an anti-projectile ice clone.
Crushing Blow's loaded, and the next time he gets the slash, he's going to get big damage.
So that's an interesting way of... We've had, projectile parries in the past, which this isn't. But it is another way of controlling how someone uses projectile against you. Like you're playing against Sub-Zero, and all he wants to do is freeze you. You put that in front of you, you still have range of motion, and he's scared to throw anything at you.
Exactly. And then, as Derek said, he has all these special moves that have really good range, and then that complements it. He gets them to calm down and not do their zoning, and then he can kind of do the slash or... his Qatar toss and stuff like that regulate all that full screen space.
And that's the Qatar toss.
The range on the quantum slice is just absolutely
in general.
It's like half screen,
double amplify. That's awesome.
And then when you put the rift up, you can try and dash back and forth with the air slice as well to try and get in closer. So he's just kind of set stuff up just so he can get in because he has that up close game to take you to Combo Town.
Is that's a town, Combo Town?
Yeah,
back to Combo Town. So that's just a really good variation to control the other person's movements. A lot of players like to be in charge of how that person plays, kind of.
Yeah, good range, good mobility, and then he gets to regulate zoning.
Okay.
Excellent.
I like it.
And I also like
let's
how
take a-
we've changed. I was gonna say I like how we've changed the roundhouse. Like he still has it, but we put a little extra flair on it because he has that. I'm a god. I can spin 3 times first and then kick you. It's awesome.
Oh, the spin is so cool, and the idea of him transporting to that water world, I think, is really neat. And to be clear, that's not the Kevin Costner '90s water world. This is
Sure. I think we
realm
all
of water.
are aware of that.
Okay, I just
It's
wanted to
interesting
make that
because I remember
Maybe
when I was a kid,
maybe it was.
I was like, does Rain shoot them? Does he shoot them all the way around the world? No, it's through portals.
Yeah, he
that's
did.
that's
No,
what it
that
is.
would be silly. It's a portal. Yeah, we're a more realistic,
Yeah.
grounded take on MK now.
Yeah.
Don't
absolutely.
be silly, Tyler. Let's take a look at the first part of Rain Variation 2.
So Variation 2 has this advancing palm strike.
That's
and
the,
what's neat is
crushing
you can
blow.
actually delay it. You can delay it just a second. You can delay it for a real long time and get a crushing blow. Or you can cancel the delay and actually
Got caught.
or fake it out and then
What happened?
backdash or go in for a throw or whatever. And so like a simple way to use this is to use the evasiveness and dodge stuff and then whiff punish it, like knock them down, go into the palm, they're going to whiff their wake up attack, and then boom, you get them and
So the crushing blow is based on
we've all
delay.
played against people
Okay.
who really rely on wake ups, and that's a great
like
way
every
to start
online
making them
player ever.
like that.
What?
It's a really good way to make them think maybe you shouldn't do that this time. They still will, but they're not going to get hurt doing it. So
Yes. So when Derek won't stop waiting up, at least you can break his rib cage.
Ball roll.
Sure.
Ball roll. Ball roll.
let's take a look at the end of that one.
Then he has this splash move, and this actually leaves them standing, and Rain gets advantage. You can use it to end strings, but it also respans if they're in the air. So after a juggle combo, he can do it, and then that prevents them having any knockdown at all. So this variation basically really blows up wake ups.
Oh,
Cool.
good. Now we have,
And it
we
only
have a
has one
second
more, yeah.
we have a second part of Variation 2. Let's take a look at that.
And so this is his anti-air splash, where he squirts this water out, and this is awesome.
Yes,
And,
anti-air.
if
Yes.
With a jump, if you think a jump's coming, you can absolutely regulate the air.
Finally.
If he amplifies it, you get the combo. So what's really cool is this doesn't conflict with the around the world kick. And that means he gets pretty swaggy combos, because you get 2 different combo things. So there's a lot. If you want to use 2 bars, you can really get big damage and look really awesome, which is probably
Yes.
even more important than the damage, let's be honest.
Finally.
Always.
I like that there was one move in there that actually set up the water spout.
Exactly.
kick
It
that
doesn't
pushed
have
it
to
up?
be an anti-air. Yes, 1-3-3. He kicks you up in the air, and it's like it was made for it. It's perfect.
And as a player of my skill level, I'm always looking for moves that make it very easy for me to do specials after them. Shiva has something like that. This is definitely one of those. So that's
Oh yeah, it's the reaction of the pop-up move is just begging you to do the water. So
Right
I think
on.
this variation is the combo variation for sure. Like he has good combos in all 3, but this one to me really stands out. If you are someone who you have no problem using bars, just left willy-nilly because you want to do big combos, this is a great variation for you.
Sounds good. And let's take a look at Variation 3.
First off, this costume is awesome. I love the hood. So first you get this tidal wave, which is a really quick low with great, deceptively great range. If you amplify it has 100 active frames. And this is also great for people that like to duck.
100
And then you
active
also get
frames.
The classic MK Trilogy water bubble, which is a high. So if they won't stop ducking it, you can use the tidal wave, and that's going to regulate, mid-screen. And the neat thing about the bubble is when he amplifies it, he can choose which direction they're going to fall. He gets 4 different options. So he can throw them back, over his head, straight up, or down and bounce. And it's 4 different reactions, so 4 different ways to combo them. You could throw them out of the corner, you could throw them into the corner, you could do max damage, you can get really good Oki. There's all these different options for how you combo, depending on how you have in the water.
There's no better feeling too in some of our games. We have a lot of characters who have a move that makes the other player have nothing they can do, and like doing it where like I can choose to throw you up, down, back, forward, doesn't matter. That's just a good feeling as a player, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I remember as a kid playing MK1 and that spear, and then you're just like, I get a free uppercut. Like, this is now the best game ever made. So those are always psychologically fun.
I always remember putting people in the bubble in MK9 and then just teabagging, which is always fun.
Was Stephanie even old enough to play MK1?
That sounds right up your alley. That sounds about right.
Maybe on the console. The console. Okay, the console. Yeah, the console.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at Rain's Fatal Blow. What can you tell about the into for that? What's the deal there?
I think the cool thing is it's pretty quick and it's got pretty good range because he holds his arm up, and it's not just the arm; it's like the little water that comes up in front of it.
Gotcha.
So it's a pretty standard one. The coolest, in my opinion, the audio at the end when it's thundering. That's awesome.
Oh yeah, for sure. We're gonna show you the fatality that was shown in the trailer. We've heard from people that sometimes maybe don't show everything on the Kombat Cast. We might save the last fatality for later in the future. But let's show the fatality right now.
Okay, and they're showing the fatality. Whoops. Okay, the fatality.
So that, in a nutshell, is Rain.
Okay.
Of course, when you get a chance to play Rain, you're going to learn a lot more and figure things out. But that's what we're going to show you today. Any final thoughts on Rain, everyone?
He does have a couple moves that we didn't show that you can choose if you want. He's got the classic trilogy, lifting his arm up and the lightning strikes. He's got a really unique, wacky move where it's this buff and he turns it on and his dashes become faster, which is kind of a weird, fun thing. So there's a couple things to look for.
I don't really consider it gear.
Okay, in general, I'm just going to stop it here because pretty much that's the end of Rain. Custom moves are like, like the dash, which pretty much a play on an MK9 when he can buff himself up. And he would get damage boost, but now he can buff himself up and get a movement speed boost. So it's shades of MK9. Overall, a couple of things that I loved about this trailer. Oh, not trailer, but Kombat Cast. For one, I love that there is one change to the wake-up system where short delay is gone. He didn't say short delay, he said one timing. But if you look in the trailer and time it frame by frame, which I did in one of my other videos, it's only long delay. There's no short delay in the trailer. So long delay only. This is good. And I will talk about this more in a future video. Also, what I like is that most of Rain's legacy moves, outside of maybe his lightning, are tournament variation moves. So we also know that there are no custom variations that are in tournament mode. They didn't go custom route. But I loved that they went legacy moves for his tournament variations, which I think is a huge deal. And I think overall, I'm very pleased with what I've seen. We know, one, that I think a character like Rain will play his own meta. I think that's really good. Most characters are missing that in the game. Tyler Lansdowne did hint, maybe earlier or in the Kombat Cast, that they were going to be doing another Kombat Cast after all three DLC were done. Well, they would talk solely gameplay changes. So if they're doing a Kombat Cast dedicated to just gameplay, there's a lot of changes to not just the system, but the variations as well. I'm very pleased with this. I think it's good. We need more characters that do their own thing. Rain, I think, is the first of many announcements to come that fall into this category. I am very optimistic for this, and I would say that Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate is finally the game we have always wished for. As I get more news and more updates, I'll be sure to update you guys as we go. Thanks everyone so much for watching, and stay tuned for more content.